speakers.
Yeah, they are.
Thump.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy too, I bet.
They weren't as bad as you think. Yeah. But they got wheels on them.
Yeah, that helps.
So,
Do they have the whole, like you can put it up on a stand to have them more upright too?
I believe so, yeah.
And they're just battery powered, right? So they're portable.
Yeah. Well, they're electric. You can plug them in, recharge the battery. And,
Right.
Darlene is really sweet. Hi. You're really And Cowboy, why don't you sit right here next to Scott? Alright.
okay. Hey, Cowboy. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Alright, we're getting down to the countdown. So everybody wants to be in their seats and they want to be towards the front.
I'm towards the
And
front.
there's going to be a little bit of sound check. I already been out there. I know when I'm at half volume is not loud out there, so that's good. Because if I go any farther than half, I'm going to blow them out. I'm probably blowing you up too. So
I'll need earplugs if you go higher than that. So.
right now we're at quarter. So this is quarter. So we're just going to do a sound check. Not half yet. Go 1/3.
Renewed heart, transform life. Renewed mind, transform sight. Renewed will, transform right. New man high, new man high, new man high. New man high. Why not me? Find the reason in the overflow season. Hallelujah. Memories and growing in overflow vision
You gotta
achieved.
throw there for pumping people up every morning.
Mission complete.
Alright, so this song right now, finally getting the streaming. We got our back end on it. Am I being put right there?
Yeah, you've been recording.
Okay, I got it. Let me just hit record over here. Alright, so that song, so I give you a little background, is the most popular song so far out of the songs that Sand and I wrote. Sand and I have written over 400 songs. We found a new love. We love writing songs, it's so fun. She's been writing poetry all her life. I've been writing poetry all my life. And guess what songs are? It's your words, it's your heart. It's poetry, you know? So I'm really moved to be able to do this way because music therapy is like everything to somebody healing. You listen to a song, and what did Elton John say? Turn on those sad songs. We don't want to turn on the sad songs. We want to turn on the glad songs, right? We want to try to get ourselves back up again. But some of these songs may make you cry because Sand wrote about some things that she's gone through, and you'll hear it in the song. She really didn't want to speak, but I am asking that she would do that. I don't need a microphone, obviously. That's why I said it can sit right here, and it's still kind of coming through probably the speakers too. But I normally don't need a microphone anyway, and I don't think you really do either. The only guy in the room that's clean longer than me is Bill Sargent. Let's give him a big round of applause. Woo-hoo! So, like about 45 years. He's not sure. But you said it's probably 81, right? 81? 89. Oh, then you're not clean longer than me. You told me 81, I thought. Okay, so he's the only one that's close to me that I know of, unless somebody's not telling me their story. But maybe, you know. But anyway, all that being said, I'm humbled to be a guy that got clean and sober at 21 years old, because I have had an incredible life. Incredible life. And I don't deserve it. I deserve to stay dead. With, yeah.
Music is drowning you out.
Oh. Thanks for letting me know that one. That's why I'm supposed to use the microphone.
Well, you're supposed to use your mic because there are people that are not in this room
Yeah.
trying to hear what.
Right, because they're not gonna give you on this camera
Alright.
back there.
Alright. So I gotta hold it like way down. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, you hear me good now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Alright. Yeah, that's why we're doing a sound check, because we're really starting at 1.
Yeah, we chilled up. 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we told you 10, but
We knew you'd be late.
we. Yeah, that was really good.
It was all my fault.
Yeah, it was. we were like, we're waiting for some more. It's coming. I know it's coming. They had to go 16 miles to go to another water park, so that was the detour, I guess. But yeah, today is going to be a day of overcoming obstacles. So it's not about the problem, it's about the solution. Because none of us would be sucking any air right now without that solution. So I don't know where each of you are at with that solution to life, the one who gave you life. But we're going to talk a little bit about that today in a completely non-religious way. We're going to talk about that voice that you maybe heard when you were a little kid, that I used to hear. And then he told me his name was Jesus, so when I sat on that bed and the abuse was going on, I would cry out, Jesus save me, Jesus save me, Jesus save me, because I thought my grandpa, the alcoholic, who just beat up my grandmother, that she had black and blue eyes. And she walked 6 miles from Kiel to Elkhart Lake. I thought grandpa was hiding under the bed. So when I would be in the bathroom, I'd take a running start and I'd dive into the bed so he couldn't grab my feet. Monster. He was a monster to me, you know. I found out later on that he had been raping my mother since she was 8 years old. So you'll hear about more of that throughout the day. But my mother went through a lot to become the pedophile that she became. So both my brothers were abused by her. I don't know if I was or not. I don't remember it. I know she touched me in the tub. I remember that. So I guess that's abuse too, right? So we're going to be talking about some tough things for people to listen to. They can't handle this in most churches. It just doesn't happen. They won't talk about it because it's a happy meal. You go there Sunday morning for the happy meal. You might say, I thought you were just saying that you were going to talk about the solution. I am going to talk about the solution, but you can't understand the solution if you don't realize or recognize what the problem is. So each problem, whether it's PTSD from a military person who fought for our freedom, and in honor of the 250th anniversary of this country, I get choked when I talk about military, and I'll tell you why. The scripture says, no greater life can any man give than to lay down his life for his friends. And, you know, this is a really, really challenging thing that we all have to deal with is our friends. Because they don't understand. You might say, well, were you a veteran? No, but the drug rehab that I ended up running because I got rejected from the Marines and they wouldn't let me in. The drug rehab that Sand and I ran, about 3 out of every 10 people that came in were vets. So I didn't go out and serve with them on a military field. I served with them on this field, on their broken hearts, and tried to help put them back together again, trying to stop them from killing themselves. And it's really hard to work in suicide. The new organization that just joined forces with us is called the Die Hard Project. I'm very excited. Brian, shout out to Brian. They are in Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah. And he's excited to be in partnership with Love, Inc. That's what Sam and I started together to make it legal. Because before that, I was a rogue minister, according to what Christianity told me, but you gotta become a 501c3. And if you're doing prison ministry, you probably should become a 501c3, because then you can get insurance and have the umbrella to make sure if you're gonna get sued that your butt is covered for several $1 million, you know, depending on your policy. So we learned a lot of things the hard way, but if you don't think you're gonna get punched, especially as a man, when you're running rehab, guess again, somebody's gonna get mad at you and they're gonna just haul off and smack you. It's happened more than once, you know. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done is to run rehab. I didn't realize how bad I was of a person at one point until, am I coming through? It's going good. Okay, we're coming through.
Sounds good.
All right. So, HWEtv TV was something that Kurt and I started. We came together in 2003. Scribe.
Recording in progress.
Oh, it was recording.
Recording in progress.
Oh, yours is recording. Hi. 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 All right. We got some of the people in our room that are joining in. And when you're saying hi, if you came on the Zoom, and Wendy did, we saw her on the screen, you are now helping all those people to know in the world of ability that you're on too? Okay, good. Yeah, just turn your microphones off so we don't get an echo. All these people need is encouragement, because some of them are in wheelchairs. And I didn't realize what goes on in these places where they get to live as a privilege to live. And I won't tell you the details of the person, but I reported them to the state because when I had to carry, because the guy that Kurt introduced me to, he wanted to hang out with the guys because his bedtime was 8 o'clock at night. He was a 26-year-old guy. And I was like, I looked at these puppy eyes, you know, he was like really sad. He's like, I said, you want to hang out with us, don't you? Because we were having soda and potato chip party, right? And we were having fun. And he has cerebral palsy. And he said, I said, let me talk to your caregiver and see if I can tuck you in. He said, you tuck me in, Rock? I said, yeah, I'll tuck you in there. This is the first time I ever had done any of that kind of work. That's what, you know, Sam's sister, Wendy here, has done. She's an RN, and she's worked with people from all over the spectrum. And I have a high level of respect for nurses that people can't even think I know. I knew I was going to cry a lot today, but I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are okay with that. Because it just chokes me up, you know, it just really chokes me up. I'm passionate about what we do. Anyway, when it came to bedtime, and I had to take him out of the wheelchair and put him into the bed, I heard the squish of his diaper, and I saw the crap and the pee roll down my arms and all over me. And I said, this is disgusting. And I found out that they had not changed his diaper for like almost the whole game. And I was so furious. I said, this ain't right. If they ever did that to a baby, social services would come in and take that child out of that home. That's child abuse. You cannot abuse people that are labeled disabled any more than you can any other human being. So, when we talk about these things, the crazy part for him was, he's like, no. Don't confront the staff, don't, because he finally got his own place to live. And he didn't want to live with his mom anymore. He wanted to have his own place. And if that place went down because Rock came in like a, wild man, upset, So I was kicked off the premises and wasn't allowed to ever come back. And that kind of stopped our relationship because he was afraid he was going to lose his housing because I was really angry. And I told a lot of other people I was angry, but nothing ever got done. And this is the thing that we together collectively can start fixing, and that's why I'm starting with this as a message. Collectively, we can come together and make sure that people get better care, because I deserve to be in the chair. He did. I did this to this arm. I did it. He didn't do that to himself. He was born that way. I did this because I'm a chronic drug addict and I couldn't deal with and cope with the child abuse I went through, so I escaped and ran from the pain. And that's what we do. So this song articulates by Sam. Listen closely to the words. What she went through.
Who am I? You say you knew me before I was knit together in my mother's womb. When I was destroying my life and racing toward that tomb.
enjoy the microphone. Can we get a big round of applause for the song she wrote? Is that incredible?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you all. I really appreciate you all being here. It's a really special occasion to be celebrating ROCKS 40 years clean. I wish I had been 40 years. Well, I was strapped with it.
Life would have been a lot different. I'll tell you that. I gotta move my nose. I'll say that.
Yes, I appreciate each and every one of you coming today. I am really glad that you're here. And obviously the song, defining this, outlet to creating music has been really healing. It's satisfying to bring stories and experiences to life. And it's very, very healing to put those things out, not only on paper, I've always done that, but to express it in a song is like even more, like the next level up for me. And so I love it. And I hope that, I know a lot of people can relate to my experiences because I'm not unique in that way at all. I will have 15 years coming up in November. And Rock and I have had,
She wrote this one too.
yes, it's called the Happy Shabbat song. So, what else would you like to say?
She wrote it, I'm telling you, it's good. It's the best Shabbat song I've ever heard. Better than my
So
Shabbat.
it's fun.
Yeah. So Shabbat is the day of rest, and this is Shabbat.
Oh yeah, we rested today, boy, I can tell you.
It's 3:30. Okay. What I want you to say is the lead in, because I think this is going to work, without getting into deep. Huh? Without getting too much into detail of exactly what happened. I think it would be appropriate to have my granddaughter and Wendy also come up to just say a word. You don't have to say a big long speech, but just a word on being abused and overcoming that and how hard that is. Because I'm not just crying for me and her, because we're actually doing pretty good today. But we deal with people that are struggling to get to the point where they're okay and they start to love themselves. They forgive themselves. They get to that place. So could we have up Wendy and Sapphira? Woohoo! And Sans will kind of help you guys to open up and say whatever you girls need to say, because I'm a guy and I'm gonna shut up.
All right, so, you probably don't, know my full testimony, and I don't like to dwell on the past, but for me, the idea of being unlovable, I think, started at my parents' divorce when I was 3 years old. My mom all of a sudden was gone, I didn't get to see my dad all the time, and I had a beautiful, wonderful grandmother who took me and my sister in. And we did get love from her, but it was still I'm 3 years old. I didn't understand where's my mom? Why isn't she here? And I think that's kind of where the unlovable piece started. And there were a few things throughout my childhood that kind of reinforced that. And later on, it was abuse by a man, my mother's boyfriend. And that went on for years. And I turned to alcohol. I was a full-blown alcoholic by the time I was 15, 16 years old. And, drinking almost every day. And then it just led to more things and worse things and poor choices. And, it took me until, I was in my mid-30s when I first considered trying to get clean. And it took me into my 40s until I actually did it. So, yeah. So it was a long journey that way. But when I did it, I had a lot of support, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do, because I hated myself, and I blamed myself. And the one thing I wanted to help others, especially young women, is to know that they are loved, and they are lovable, and no matter what happens to them, they can't overcome it. And it's like a big stumbling block that I wanted to help other women get a hold of.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm Sandy's sister. I don't know. I think I don't know exactly when I think I've always mentally struggled with some form of depression, PTSD definitely. Unfortunately, I was taken advantage of, molested already when I was like, well, for sure 9 by an uncle, and then again later when I was 13 by my mom's boyfriend. There's a lot of different things that happened in my life that led me to probably who I am today and where I am today.
I think the most significant thing that I heard that you said when I was asking, if you'd be willing to say a word today was, I don't think I've ever forgiven myself. And that is such a powerful thing, because I'm going to tell you, I did not forgive myself in the first year I was sober. Okay, I hated me, okay? And when my divorce happened, when I was about 15 years, right where Sand is at, I started sleeping around again. I went back to my sexual addiction after the divorce, because I felt rejected. And Scribe was there. He held my hand and let me cry on his shoulder. And him and his wife were very close with me and my first wife. And Michael Hansen, went to school with my ex-wife. So we all know everybody. Bill knows my ex-wife. Darlene knows my ex-wife. So it was very painful for me and very humiliating, because we spoke on stages together with Bill and Darlene, the two of us. We were kind of a pretty public, figure, and that was humiliating for that to happen. My point that I'm trying to make is when I started sleeping around, it was only about a year, but I was right back to that place. I didn't want to commit suicide, but I was back to that self-hatred again. And I remember